Feeling burnt out? You know what? You're not alone. Entrepreneurship is quite a wild ride, intense highs often, and also challenging lows. And a lot of people don't talk about some of the details that actually surround the concept of what might be burnout. And what is that for you? Maybe just take a quick look, as I'm going to talk about a few different things that you can think about that help take care of that feeling. As I work with a lot of the different entrepreneurs, I find and I know that, including in myself, long days, long hours, and at the end, we're always just looking to make sure we can get through the day with the right amount of energy in order to keep both our teams and our processes motivated and moving forward the right way. The reality check is there are a couple things that we really need to look at that help us find the right balance. I find that when you begin to love the things that you truly do, it's simply an extension of kind of who you are. Some of you out there might not love getting up in the morning because of the challenges that exist on the task list that you need to do, the individuals you're going to be talking with. And I would like to talk about work-life harmony. And maybe I won't use the word balance that a lot of people talk about. I want to talk about harmony because I do believe that it is finding harmony between the things that you're doing in the day that are required either by an entrepreneur, if you're an executive, a CEO, as a founder, as you need to put the thoughts and the efforts and the energies into the things that are right in front of you in order to create tremendous success. And really the ideal thing is to find this harmony between the things that you're loving to do and the things that you're needing to do. I just want to share my story. My journey began a little over 4 years ago regarding this work-life harmony. Very involved as a visionary for a business, driving it, moving it forward, pushing, trying to double the business, and found that I was missing out on several key things that weren't really just about myself. It was about myself, about my team, about the process, and the customers and clients that I was working with. I decided to take a step back and reassess the way I was actually operating. As I started to do this, because of the job, I traveled around the world servicing clients and customers in different countries within the US and several different states. And in fact, it was often enough that I had a brother-in-law share a funny story. He's like, I think you're maybe doing something undercover, because the industry I'm from is a very simple, basic industry. And at the time, it felt like, why did you need to do the kind of traveling that you were doing? But again, I was very passionate building the business, building distribution. That was both internationally within the US, finding, I call them like dealerships or resellers of goods and products. And it feels like there's this tremendous weight on your shoulders, what there is. The turning point is when I realized that I actually hadn't set any type of a boundary. Now, I wasn't looking and excited to clock out when the day was ending, because there was no ending to the day. There didn't need to be, because I love what I was doing. I love what I'm doing today. And I realized that part of that is what was driving me, but I found that a couple simple things was just setting a couple boundaries. Now, what was that? Really? I became a little bit better in regarding my understanding of delegation. And I am not the biggest fan of the word delegation, because I believe if we simply delegate the way that most of us think, which is an assignment of a task, we are looking for that task to be checked off. And I began to realize that instead of assigning a task, and I don't want to talk about this component, but I began to understand better how to help explain and describe what I was looking for as an outcome with the who in which I was talking with. And I was able to help share with them and let them take their talents, their strengths, and their passion to help me accomplish those results that we really wanted. That took a huge weight off of my shoulder and understanding the difference between delegation and assignments. One of the other things is I actually gave myself and built into my schedule, and you'll hear several other people that have a lot of opinions on this, time to think, whether that was a walk, a little bit of an early lunch break, or if it was in the morning time, giving me a chance to re-look at the things that I was looking for. And it simply was giving myself a chance to not be in the day-to-day, not to be in the business, and give myself small breaks that allowed my mind to think about those processes in a way that allowed better, simpler solutions to come together in ways that normally, when I was directly involved with the amount of tasks and processes and management, strategy, and all those other things, you just can't do. So to share what the outcome was, is when I began doing this, I actually increased my passion for learning and for engaging with mentors and other individuals in networking that allowed me to see, learn, and apply things that I had never done before, because I began to understand and gave myself a chance to take the things that I was working on and think about those through another perspective. This is where everything really caught fire. And within 1 year, able to double the business. And within the next 3 years, we were able to take it from where I was and triple the business, because I began to understand this work-life harmony that accelerated my personal growth and the growth of the business and my venture. So my takeaway for you is two simple things really, is maybe the reason there's burnout is because the simple boundaries and the processes that you feel that you're doing that are being told or assigned or that you're engaging with aren't truly part of the process with delegation that empower others to help leverage their passion, their desires, and their strengths to help you accomplish more. And the second one is taking time out of what you would consider it was the next meeting, it was the next process, it was the next, completed strategy, to give yourself a time to think. And I'll leave you with this as just a last thought. Ask yourself this question. You ever been in the shower? You ever been using the restroom and you've got 5 different thoughts that pop into your head about the problems that you've been gelling on all day, but you didn't have a solution to? That is one of the most simplest of things that you can think about, is that moment of the break or the ability to step away from that gave your mind the chance to help solve the challenges that exist in front of you. And it's a great way to lessen the burnout and find work-life harmony. So I'll share that with you. Take that and apply it. My question is, how can you go take that and put that into action tomorrow? So if you found anything, a little small nugget out of this that you can apply, I'd encourage you to go ahead and like, subscribe, and share.